Daddy by Sylvia Plath. The explanation and MCQs. Sylvia Plath is most known for her tortured soul. Perhaps that is why readers identify with her works of poetry so well, such as Daddy. She has an uncanny ability to give meaningful words to some of the most inexpressible emotions. She writes in a way that allows the reader to feel her pain. In the poem Daddy, she writes about her father after his death. This is not a typical obituary poem lamenting the loss of the loved one, wishing for his return, and hoping to see him again. Rather than, Plath feels a sense of relief at his departure from her life. She explores the reasons behind this feeling in the lines of this poem. Okay, now let us check it out the summary. It's a brief summary. Daddy by Sylvia Plath uses emotional and sometimes painful metaphors to depict the poet's own opinion of her father. The poem begins with a speaker describing her father in several different ways, like striking ways. He is at once a black shoe. She was trapped within a vampire, a fascist, and a Nazi. While alive and since his death, she has been trapped by his life. He holds her back and contains her in a way she is trying to contend with. She has to kill her father in order to get away from him. Poetic devices. Plath make use of number of poetic techniques in Daddy. These include enjambment, and I will explain what is enjambment in detail. Metaphor, you know very well, simile, and juxtaposition. The former juxtaposition is used when two contrasting objects or ideas are placed in conversation with one another in order to emphasize the contrast. A poet usually does this in order to speak on a large theme of their text or make an important point about differences between these two things. In this poem, there is a consistent juxtaposition between innocence or youthful emotions and pain. Metaphors and similes appears throughout the text in order to convey the speaker's emotional opinions about her father. He is compared to a Nazi, a sadist, and a vampire, as well as a few other people and objects. Another important technique that is commonly used in poetry is enjambment. This occurs when a line is cut off before its natural stopping point. It forces a reader down to the next line and the next quickly. One has to move forward in order to comfortably resolve a phrase or sentence. There are instances in almost every stanza, but a reader can look to the beginning of the stanzas 3 and 4 poignant examples of the technique. The themes. In regards to the most important themes in Daddy, one should consider the conversation Plath has in the text about the oppressive nature of her father daughter relationship. The theme of freedom from oppression or from captivity is prevalent throughout this text, and others Plath wrote. Despite her father's death, she was obviously still held wrapped by his life and how he lived. Now we go for the conclusion of the explanation. Sylvia Plath begins Daddy with her present understanding of her father and the kind of man that he was. She then offers readers some background explanation of her relationship with. As Daddy progresses, the readers begins to realize that the speaker has not always hated the father. She has not always seen him as a brute, although she makes it clear that he always being oppressive. As a child, the speaker did not know anything apart from her father's mentality, and she prays for his recovery and then mourns his death. She even wishes to join him in death. So this is an example of like Electra complex, and she then tries to recreate by marrying a man like him. It is not until years after her father's death that she becomes aware of the true brutal nature of a relationship. Though he has been dead in flesh for years, she finally decides to let go of his memory and free herself from his oppression. Now it is a time for MCQ. So here the MCQ questions are visible. You can select the right answer from the options and you will get 20 seconds to find the right answer. After the 20 seconds you will get the right answer here in the green color. Just practice with the MCQs. Thank you.